What are affordances? Affordances are opportunities or invitations for action. Affordances are relationships formed by an individual and a particular aspect of a performance environment. Affordances don't cause behavior, but contain or constrain it. A landscape of affordances. Task constraints, in part of an affordance landscape, can be designed by coaches to invite specific actions from different athletes. Can coaches design practice activities with reference to the individual needs of a performer? Task constraints, boundaries that shape and guide behavior. Number of players, size of pitch, size, type of ball, starting positions, ball feed, goal size, number of goals, rules of the game, field markings, task objective, instructions from the coach. A team with less players might revert to dribbling more. A team with more players might revert to passing more. A smaller field might require players to pass and move more. A bigger field might allow players to dribble more. Starting positions of players can create temporary imbalances. The ball feed can create different situations. Timon and Pumbaa were skillfully attuned with the many affordances available to them in their environment and at any given time. In other words, they had skillfully adapted to the environment. Skillful players develop a highly functional relationship that evolves between an athlete and a competitive performance environment over extended timescales, a flourishing relationship that is supported by learning, experience, growth, and development. An important part of a sports practitioner's role is to identify the critical informational sources, or more technically, the affordances of a training setting that are likely to impact an athlete's or team's behavior. Understanding the relevant affordances used to regulate performance behaviors allows groups of practitioners to carefully coordinate the design of learning activities that represent or closely simulate the demands of competitive performance contexts. Task constraints of learning sessions, especially informational constraints, should represent those of competitive performance environments. It is through prolonged exposure to representative practice tasks that a performer learns to attune to or detect the information sources that specify the relevant properties of the affordances of their environment. If we consider a performance environment as a rich landscape of affordances, some of them designed by the coach when presenting tasks, then such tasks are directing or guiding the search of the performers. Some affordances can attract or invite the athletes to act upon them, especially if they precisely match the current capacities, abilities, and skills of the athlete and the task constraints channel the athlete toward them. With experience, skill, and quality of practitioner support, athletes can become increasingly competent at perceiving and utilizing the most soliciting of affordances. The process is predicated on strong coupling tendencies between the presented affordance landscape and the skill of the athlete's perception and action in specific environmental designs. Through the landscape design, the practitioner can nudge or guide the athlete to use specific affordances while ignoring other less relevant ones.